Okay. Let's see where we at. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspired by dreams shop. And I'm growing my brand with my community, with you guys, so we can get this thing up, all the way up, okay? Today we got a lot to talk about. I want to bust it up with you guys and really give you, my take on certain things that's been going on. It's a lot been going on, so I tried to cover everything and get it all in there for you. And as well, I will also add in some jewels so you can pick up and take with you on this weekend. So it's Friday, man. Feeling good, good energy. It's like one of them days where I got to get myself up, get myself in the mode, getting myself in the mode. Got my smoothie here, so we're gonna jump right in. Y'all. Okay. So, Diddy, let's start it off with Diddy. Diddy's team complains of, unfair monitoring. As far as, the legal system, taking heed of everything he's doing in the detention. They're bringing to the light, and it's kind of messing up his side of fighting for his case. I'm looking, guys, at this, and the more allegations come in, the more I hear about what's going on with Diddy, it's starting to feel YSL-ish. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. It feels like everything is all bunched up in different places, and people really got to get their things together and find a way that, they can have some kind of understanding where they're going to take this case when it comes to May 25th. Are we going to wait till May 25th and see 100 or 200 more people added in? Or are we going to get this thing rolling? Because it looks so messy as far as, just being a part of, like, just he's trying to fight his case from the inside. It's not that easy. We're hearing the hunger strikes and all of these things going on. And on top of that, you can't really have your own privacy in detention, jail, or prison. I'm not sure if anybody owns any privacy, and if you understand what I'm saying. So I don't know with that whole thing. Another thing, this is what I really wanted to talk about, and I could not wait to get back to you guys to speak on this situation. Young Thug. So I'm hearing that Young Thug had got into an argument with a pilot, and he was removed out of, I guess, the airport, and he said he apologized. Look, listen, I can guarantee you this. From the time I heard that Young Thug, he's arguing, Young Thug, what are you arguing about? You have nothing at all to argue about. And I was just saying to myself, good morning, my peoples. I was saying to myself, you guys, I was thinking to myself, okay, so Young Thug has, I believe I think it's 11 years to go where he's off of probation, and he finds himself a few days in, is it a week yet? I'm not even sure, arguing with a pilot now, and they have to kick him out. Look, I'm gonna give you guys straight up, I do not think Young Thug is gonna make it through this whole, probation, or this, I guess, probation, parole, whatever, whichever one it is, that he can't get himself in trouble within 11 years. Because if it's it could have been 11 days and he's arguing with somebody. So it goes to show you how this is not like Thug, man. You got to think better. To be honest with you, with the type of stipulations that you're facing, I'm hearing that you're trying to get your lawyer to cut them off at this point. That's not a part of the deal. If you really think about it, you have to be damn near a rap nun. I'm talking about nowhere near any type of street activity, nowhere near any type of drug usage, any type of thing that's going to get you thrown away. Because if you go back there, they're going to put you away for almost, I think 20 or 40 something, some crazy amount of years. So if you're facing that, why are you arguing with a pilot? You shouldn't be arguing with anybody. I'm talking about if there's a fight going on with some kids down the block, you should go that way. If you don't understand the rules, that's the reason why a lot of people think with this whole Young Thug thing, it's almost like a setup. But it could only be a setup depending on how disciplined you are as a person. If you're not disciplined as a person, there's no way within 11 years you're not going to get yourself in trouble if in 11 days you're already arguing with a pilot. I mean, like, people don't get it. It's like, come on, you guys. We have to, how the smart that technology, smart things are happening. There should be some smart rappers as far as smart ideas, being smart about your life. You can't go out there and just start doing what you want just because you feel like you're free. Like I told you, Young Thug is not free. Yes, he's not in prison. Yes, he's not in jail, but that does not necessarily mean he's not free. They have those strings attached to him that if he does one thing wrong, that he's going to be back there for the rest of his life. And to be arguing with the pilot, there's nothing you can tell me you guys are arguing over that will make that worth it to me. So it's definitely your fault. You don't get how this works. If you have to have some kind of discipline in yourself, it means if you was in the classroom and somebody hit you with a spitball, bing, you got to act like it didn't even hit you. Because if you turn around and do that, that might be losing your family, whatever you got going on, man. Things are bigger than that. You got to see the bigger picture, my man. The picture is not rap. The picture is not the jewelry. The picture is not the money. The picture is your freedom. I don't get it with some of these people. When I seen that, I'm just like, what are you arguing about? There's nothing to argue about. I don't think, to be honest with you, and this is just being real, I can't lie to my people. Young Thug is not going to make it. He's not going to make it. I give that guy until next summer, and he's going to find himself back in prison. Watch what I say. And it's not wishing bad on anybody. It's just from the patterns that he's been proven to do, he's not being the smartest man. Time and time again, we see so many, even content creators wisening up on their content and the things that they're doing. And you mean to tell me that the people that got themselves in these stupid positions of being in prison for these mistakes still doing the same nonsense? Well, it goes to show you that a lot of people, they come from a place where they don't even understand what discipline actually is. They're more concerned about what you guys think about them, what we think about them, than what they think about themselves and their situations. That's why you see a lot of people falling off. That's why you see a lot of people falling off. Yeah, they could point the finger about how much money they have, but the more money they have is just going to get themselves in more trouble because they don't have no discipline within themselves. So it's just like you throw them the money just to put them, throwing them the money is just getting them back in prison faster. You have to have this. You have to have this to do anything from a relationship, anything to do with any structure in life. You have to have some kind of discipline. You got to wake up, little man. And I'm not saying little man because of your stature. I'm saying little man because of the way you think. That's a young man's thinking. You got to think like a grown man and know that your life is in jeopardy, man. Still. Just because you out and you can smell the fresh air don't mean that you out mentally as far as them having them strings attached to you. Now, if you didn't have that attached to you, then you can do what you want. You're free from your crimes. But just because you're out, my man, it don't mean that you're free. Dang. Now, another thing that I've seen come up in the news, and I was very upset that the news really had the nerve to ask the people to look out for this guy that shot the guy with the healthcare situation. And I'm going to tell you my reasons why. Number one, when you hear, remember I always told you guys from the people that's been tuned in from the time I started this lives a few back, it's all about health and technology. There's no in-betweens with this life. This is how they are working it. They broke it down, they split it right down the middle. That's where the money is divided to, y'all. Now, if you hear somebody, some guy, he's a CEO of a health company, and he gets shot down, and with a silencer, the bullets had the name of his books on it. What do you think? Who do you think is the bad guy? See, there's a lot of greedy people in this world that me and you don't really know about, and they disguise themselves like me and you in their everyday life. And they go around, they do their smiles, ha-ha, kiki-ing in your face, but behind your back, the same medication you need for your grandmother, they are obviously raising the price, or they're cutting insurance on these people. You see how life works? These people, greed comes in different faces. Greed is not just the guy that's gonna eat an extra potato chip out of your bag. Greed is also the guy that he might just have the ways of getting medication lower for people that's sick, and he chooses to up the price just because of the profits and the greed that comes behind it. Don't you know a lot of these people, they involve themselves and it's the stature, the money, the greed, the power, they keep going up and they forget about people have heartbeats. and they have no love for them. So now when you turn around and you see a situation like this, what do you guys think? You think he was the good guy that got shot down? Because from what I'm hearing, his background, nah, there's a lot of people that they're saying that he had an AI, like an AI, you see when AI came about, and some of us were just using for pictures, but other people were doing wicked with it. He took the AI and it blocked certain people allegedly from being able to get that insurance. So certain people that really needed that insurance to get ahead in their life and whatever they was going through, the AI machine would block it out. Kind of like how, how these websites, they can take out the certain people they don't want on the platform and, let people, guard them out and block them out. So now they look at us and say, oh, could you guys see if you see him? No, why would we see if we don't know what's going on? You see a guy with a silencer on his gun out here, number one in New York with a silencer, I believe that alone, you probably get 20 or something years. I'm not sure with all of that. But when you see a person with a silencer has names on the bullet, and only that person gets hit, well, that's none of my business. That's none of my business. That is none of my business. There's a lot of greedy people in this world, and this is what leads people, like I told you. You don't have to be the toughest of guy to go out there and do what you got to do or do some wicked to somebody. It could be the little guy, like they said, the Frank stand, and he just walk over and that umbrella got something under it. Because of what you did to him every time you walked out your big expensive building. When you spit on him that day, he never forgot you for it. Watch how you treat people and understand that not just because people have the most amount of money, people need help out there. So when you go out there and you do these type of things to people, karma is an MF. Karma is look, listen. For the people that don't believe it's because their lives it's structured in a way where they can't see things. They can't see it. They can only go according to the wheel they're on. We see things. So when you see the guy and he got a silence on it, look, listen, he's not the murderer. You want to look for the murderer? Find the guy that hired him. Don't call that guy a murderer. That guy is doing what he does. It's just like you go to the army and they go to war. That guy's doing what he was hired to do. Go find the person that's out there that did that. No, that ain't the guy. That's not the guy you're looking for. You got to look for the guy, just like how you grab up the rappers. You grabbed Lil Durk, didn't you? You say it was murder for hire, didn't you? We all know who Lil Durk is. We know he wasn't the one going out there pulling the trigger, but you say he's the one that hired him. So go find the guy that hired that guy. Don't tell me about that guy ain't hurting nobody. This is what I've been telling you guys. It's the difference between a young man running out there and just shooting aimlessly and hitting somebody in the street, and it's a difference when somebody got a number or a name on a bullet. They got a name on the bullet. You think I'm gonna move that name over to add something else? No, that's something that he put himself in. Don't you get caught up with what these people greed. Pay attention to what's going on. Half of these people are greedy. These people are big greedy people, man. Greedy people, they go right in the same box with racist people to me. They the same thing. You can ask anybody, no greedy people around me. Better not. I don't tolerate that nonsense. I don't care who you are. So when you see people like that, those are people that all they do is think about the money. Greedy people. Now, I'm not saying that the man was supposed to pass, but look, listen, you people are putting themselves in harm's way because of the harm they did. That karma get into you, but you wouldn't even know where you walk into that night. You didn't even know you had it coming. That's why I told you people, you don't need no bodyguard. You gotta mind what you say and be good to people so you can walk around on this earth and stop having a whole bunch of army behind you, and you gotta look around your back and you gotta have the biggest guns on you walking like you something. You're not the gangster. You're not a gangster. Yeah, you could put out a couple hits and send some youth to jail for your dirty work, but when you get caught up for these new murder for hire charges, man, these things is putting people away for the rest of your life. So make your move, dummy. Can't you see what's going on around here? People are really more concentrated on their better life living. People are more, don't y'all know, okay, in New York, y'all, don't laugh. The minimum wage is going up. Guess by how much? 50 cents. 50 cents. And they want you to run over there and break your back for that. They say the minimum wage is going up 50 cents. And people are like, oh, thank you, like some slaves. You got to find what God gave you and what you are put on this earth to do. So you won't have nobody telling you how much you're worth, because they only think you're worth only 50 cents more with all that we do. So you got to pay attention to who the people that really care for you and the people that care for the money. The people that care for the money, they ain't going to live long. Not enough to spend it. I bet the billions and trillions of dollars live longer than them. Yeah, because they didn't put their money into the places where that would make it successful for other people to live and cure. All they worrying about is getting a dollar sign, a certain amount of money. By the time they hit that number, they ain't there. They ain't there. As time would tell it. Don't be fooled by these people out here thinking that money ain't got no heartbeat. Money ain't got no heartbeat. We as humans, how we treat each other is how the reason the world is the way it is now. Putting value into things that ain't worth our time or worth our health. You can entertain people, but you can't entertain people when you got the wrong intentions, because eventually people catch up with you. People catch up with you. Yeah, catch up. It catch up real quick. I'm telling you, you gotta watch for people. That's why when you see things pop up in the news, oh, they want us to work for them now. Now they're like, oh, see if you guys can find this person. See if you can find it. No, I don't. I'm not. Look, do I look like a detective to you? You crazy? You better find some time and send some money to my peoples out here in these communities that's really needing it and needed to build and work with their families, because it look like these people don't care about nothing but money. Don't let them fool you with that nonsense acting. Oh, see if you can find this, see if you can find that. No. The reason we act the way we do in situations like Diddy, if you guys want to know, are situations like the elections, because some way, somehow in there, we see the bad in those situations. And we don't want those situations to affect the people that we love. That's the reason why we do it. Not because they're out there for no profit or no nonsense, what y'all think it is. Because we good at picking up on things and reading people. You want us to now work for you again for free and find. No, you go find these people. These are the same greedy people that took our families, their health insurance and things like that, and they mess with health care. That's the same people. They just hide and act like they're amongst us. They ain't one of us. Be careful who you're around, so these type of situations won't happen to you. Because let me tell you something. You lose somebody that's real loving to you, you lose somebody that's real dear to your heart, you don't even know what you will do next. Trust me on that one. You don't know what you'll do next. You don't know. So pay attention to these dummies out here trying to act like, no, we're not selling ourselves short. And if they want to find that person, go find the person that signed up for that guy to do that. Bullets had names and everything on it. What do you want us to do? Run and chase him down and us get killed? Man, please. I better get off that nonsense and don't let me ever hear you ask content creators for some nonsense like that. When you know these people greedy. You think some people don't know what's going on? Yeah, some people out here acting, but some of us ain't acting. You better cut that nonsense out and real quick, man. Before everybody find and start making their list of the people they have revenge for. Mind your mouth. You see what happened with Lil Durk? His attorney now, they're starting to deny the allegations that is a hit, that he put hit for hire. You can't get yourself out of this. You dug yourself too deep. You can't get yourself out of this. Ain't everybody going? People still think in the back of their head that Young Thug escaped out. No, he didn't beat nothing. He didn't beat this. The only person in hip hop they know, they're like, oh, Irv Gotti and these guys beat the feds. They ain't beat no feds. Prima's in prison. How you talking about you beat something if that's supposed to be your man and he's in prison for almost the rest of his life? You talking about you beat something? What you beat? If just because I'm out and my man is that I claim to be my best friend is in prison, I ain't beat nothing. Beat what? Beat your feet, man. Don't fool these young boys. Beat your feet. Don't fool no young boys out here, because they're thinking this old school way, this whole, this big, this is how, look, the rules been changed. And the people that still following those rules, these are the people that you be seeing in indictments and being RICOs every single time. 11 people caught in Queens. Gang indictment, RICO. RICO. It's that simple. It's so many cases going on that by the time we realize how many people's in there, hundreds and hundreds of people that's been caught by the RICO already. It's not a game. If the only thing you can do is do bad in this world, let me tell you, in this time, in these times right now, you're not needed. Your time is not needed here. Your freedom could be taken from somebody else. You hear what I tell you? You over here trying to impress people that don't even know you or even care about you. The only person you really got to impress is yourself, your kids, your family, God. Impress him. The gift he gave you, double it up. Be somebody. Because everybody out here trying to be somebody, but the person that they're trying to be is bad. It's bad. It's one thing of looking up to people, but when you're trying, you got to really understand some of these people come from places and they keep this hurt with them and they put it into everything they do. So what's next? They're going to sell it to you. Don't let nobody sell you that hurt. You don't want to buy that in these times. That stuff cheap. That stuff is cheap because everybody go through it. Not everybody go through it the same way, but people come out of it differently. Don't buy that from nobody. I wouldn't pay no mind of that. Excuse me, I wouldn't pay no mind of that, y'all. And y'all don't even know, right this second, we all being hacked in America. Did you know that? They ain't say nothing about that? Or that wasn't on the celebrity gossip? No? Don't, if you have an iPhone, don't keep texting these Androids and these funny numbers that be coming in on your phone. I'll just tell you that because they're trying to take your information. They plotting and planning, man. Their stuff is so structured, especially out in these places like Russia and these places. Their stuff is so structured, you'll be surprised. While we over here looking at the celebrities dancing on stage, they're over there making a blueprint on how they're going to get us. What's so hard to not understand about that? Everybody think they got it until they don't got it. I see it all the time. Think you got it till you don't got it. And another thing that and this is not to be on Diddy's side or anything, but I do have some questions for Jamie Foxx. Now I see this been floating around a while, how Jamie Foxx is saying that how Diddy, was probably the cause of him getting sick and him ending up in the hospital. I even heard talks about how he was the one that called the feds allegedly this and that. But now I see things popping up, and Jamie Foxx himself is saying that, on his special, he's, talking about that. Are you trying to make money off of this Diddy situation? Because you guys were friends at one time. So if this is a thing, if this is just like jokes and you're just trying to use it as like a promo for your stand-up, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of like, I don't even think you need to go that route. You're a funny dude. Now, if there's some truth within this and you're taking it to Netflix and you're letting people know all this time, this is what's been going on behind the scenes, that's different. But if you're going to go up there and just use it as like a promo for your Netflix special, on a serious situation of somebody you once called a friend, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. That kind of feel crazy to me. I see another person talking, which is Russell Brand. He says that he had left. He was thank God that he left the Diddy. He been to like one Diddy all white party, and he thank God that he left the party early. But it's kind of like, I believe I seen him in a movie with Diddy. It was one of those movies. I think he was. I'm not sure if it was him, but it was somebody like that. Russell Brand was in, but yeah, I could understand that. But you know what? My whole thing is, like, little by little, you hear, like, as the days go on, you hear more celebrities, like, I wish, but this is the reason why, like, the longer you wait to come and tell people about your situation, the more hard it is for people to believe you. Because there was a time where that pocket was open, all ears, for people that attended the parties and felt like, their name might be brought up in it and they wanted to clear it. There was a time for that. But now we wait and they're putting things together behind the scenes, and now here you come. Here they come, I should say. And new stuff. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like some way, somehow that if it's not something that's gonna, save or help somebody, just don't say it at all, because just your opinions on it, it's not different from any other opinions. We understand that. Anybody that was at the Diddy party and they feel some kind of way right now because they don't know if their name is going to be pulled up. But if honestly, if you didn't see any of that or know anything like that was going on, then you should have nothing to be worried about, right? And I want y'all to know, when you're in those federal prisons, don't think they're not going to be pulling at your money when you're doing time. If y'all didn't hear about it, R. Kelly, they just pulled $500,000, and that goes to a judgment is from his music royalties. So they're pulling, if they, the things that you think that you own are the same things that people, if you get yourself into these type of situations, will take the money from easily. Ain't no power. You think you have power until your power is pulled down to the point where people are in control of everything you do. And that right there could be detrimental to you, your health, your mindset, and everything. Once having power, do what you want to do, and now somebody is telling you what to do. So if you don't have no discipline within that, or have no, sense of who you are, yeah, I could see you just losing it. They say Christmas time he's gonna be playing dominoes, this and that. They got like a whole layout for you, Diddy. They're talking about things that you're gonna be doing before you even start doing it. We start hearing things like that. That's when you know you're not in control of what you're doing. And for the youth out there, don't think that they locking all these celebrities up and all these people in here is gonna be like a party when you get here and if you do something stupid. No, when you get to this place, you ain't gonna see none of this. The way it's being talked about, it feel like a place where you see everybody that did something. No, it's not like that. Take a look at the prisons and the different types of levels. There's different levels in these places, and there's different places that they treat you any sort of way. You think you come in there, you when you get locked up with your friend, you're gonna stay with your friend throughout your prison break? None of that is gonna happen. You think that nowadays with they building more new prisons that's coming. So you think now that when they have gang members in there, that the gang members is gonna be able to stick together now? No, they're gonna be breaking people up, moving them and shipping them different places, breaking up gangs. A lot of nonsense gonna be going on. The toughest of people probably would get poisoned and wicked, all sorts of wicked things in there, because that's where wicked ends up when they do wicked things. It ain't no comfort in murder, man. It ain't no comfort in that. That's something that it's very private. It's personal. People out here promoting it like this is the thing to do, and that's the reason why a lot of people, it's a lot of the music and them having this misguided sense of thinking that got them in some of these situations. By the time they wake up off of this nonsense, they're gonna realize that, I don't have a life. I don't have a life. And number one, let me rewind back. Let's take it a little back, what I was saying before. The 11 people that got indicted, that was themed because one of those guys, they were drill rappers. Up and coming drill rappers. See, what happens is, if you pay attention to the up and coming drill rappers, you get a timeline of their crimes starting from the beginning all the way up to the point where you feel like you're gonna stop it, where you have a substantial amount of evidence where you can bring in whoever they're beefing with in with them. They don't know that. They think, oh, now I'm just jumping on YouTube. We're going to start it. This is our crew, this and that. And as you jump on, you're being put in a place where your audience, all those views added in. Don't think everybody in those views love you. Are you a fool or something? Just because you see somebody with a whole bunch of views, it don't mean that if they're talking about something criminal and they're talking about, of course, other people, don't think everybody in there is just fans. No, people in there are people have family. People don't get it. It's like they act like you can come on social media and just be in a space where it's just you. No, it ain't just you. Once you put it out to the public, people can dissect it. Like, come on, you guys, come on. I'm seeing a lot of people make these same mistakes. You can't keep doing that. You can't keep doing it. One person I feel like he didn't make a mistake was Master P's son. He got arrested for, stealing a refrigerator, but in college. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt. For everybody that's been to college and people that's been, we know that, the little thievery does happen amongst the college campus. And I believe the refrigerator we had in our rooms were like the little mini ones. The little mini refrigerators. It can hold a few things. And, as every college student, probably hold a little drink in there, a little sippy sip. Then you got your little things that you want to snack on that you might not could be able to buy in certain times when you're living on campus. So it's probably him, grabbing I'm just guessing, grabbing a refrigerator from moving it around. And yeah, they do have campus police. We used to run from them all the time, just having fun on college. I think that's more in the college structure when they say, Master P's son was stealing the refrigerator. Because it's not like you think about this in your community where you see a guy running, the crackhead with the refrigerator on his back trying to sell it up a few blocks. No, it's not that. So I'm not gonna look at him like he's some big thief. No, that's just the way. That's just college and how people in college. If you haven't had the experience, it's way more than just learning. It's the people. It's the whole time in there, the journey. It's a really fun experience. If you do get a chance to experience it, 1, 2 years. If you go 4 years or all the way up to 8. It is a great experience. Not only just learning, but bettering yourself, socializing, all of that good stuff. College is a dope place, and it takes out a certain amount of time in your life where you can separate yourself from your environment in a place where people kind of have the same direction in different genres of what they want to do. So when you hear education and things like that when it comes to college, these are great experiences, man. It's just like how you take dope vacations. If you really want to learn and you love learning, you'll find yourself in these places where it can better your thinking and your mental. So I wouldn't, I guess Masterpiece Son, he's having a good time. I believe the college is Utah University as well too. So yeah, I'm not gonna give him like he's some thief. I'm not gonna give him that jack. He's up there learning. They're probably doing what the college kids do, and you just get caught up in the fun, and then sometimes you take it overboard, and they'll deal with it. I believe with those type of things, they deal with it on campus as far as but if it's taken out of campus, things can happen. I remember at my college, just a quick story. Somebody shot himself with a Desert Eagle. It was wild things was happening. So it doesn't matter. You'll be surprised what happens in college. It's just all about, it's the same way as just how you in your communities. It's the same as college. You can find people, from your neighborhoods, people that from all parts of the life that's made it to this point. And not everybody's there, to do the right thing, in other words. So, but yeah, that was another, shouts out to everybody out there in Formandale University. Y'all already know what it is. And Nassau too. Another thing I found that's going around right now that people are talking about is that whole Meek Mills, he calls out Andrew Schultz over the Kendrick Lamar joke. Okay, so but not it's I feel like Andrew, even if he possibly thought, and even if Kendrick was talking about him, I would have waited a little, because being that he didn't say anybody's name, you kind of bit the bait, in other words, So do I feel that Andrew Schultz is racist? No, I don't at all. I just feel like he's just sharp. If you ever listen to his conversations, he's very sharp, and he's more pinpointing on. He's more goes for the truthful information as far as just having the facts and everything together. So this right here, it kind of gave me a little shocker that they're going back and forth. Meek feels like it's what Kendrick was talking about as far as the comedian. You don't speak on black female comedians, or don't you ever just speak on, I guess, a black female, period. I don't know. This is it's kind of apology. An apology could just clean this whole thing right up. I don't think that it's deep enough. Like, it's not there where it has to be, like, because I don't think that he's racist. In these times, we hear a lot of things that could be possibly racist-ish, but it just comes from a point where it just stems from that certain particular conversation sometimes. I don't like to just all the way jump to race like that unless I know, like, hold on, nah, that's some racy stuff. Like, you know what I mean? But it probably could be, I don't know. I'm waiting to see how that goes down. And as far as Meek Mills, I don't know, Meek. I remember seeing this interview, and this was straight out, you could tell by the slang that I'm going to use, that this was straight out of somebody that lived in Philly. I'm from NYC, I'm not from Philly, but these two young boys was in an interview, and they said they was asking them about Meek, and they was discussing how Meek Meek at one time had said something about, he's going to help some up-and-coming artists, and only if they're not in a gang or anything like that, he'll help up and coming artists. I guess not in the streets and things like that, and which was understandable. Maybe because he doesn't want to bring that type of, like the RICO and things going on. He don't know what you got going on to bring into what he's got going on to mess everything all up. I think that's more of what he meant by it. Not saying that you can't be street, because you could probably in the Philly, in the sections where he's looking for these artists, it's from it's the same way he came up. So When he said that, I felt like he didn't mean like you're not supposed to be from the street. He know you're coming from a rough place trying to get out there, but it kind of felt like, but anyway, when it comes to Meek, the two guys in the interview, they said every time we hear about Meek, it's always on some nut. So you know that's Philly slang. I ain't lying. I'm telling you straight up. He says always some, and it's kind of like, I understand. Like you hear more about Meek's, people highlight his wrongs or what they think is wrong about him more than you hear about his music. And that, I think that all became, I think that was kind of, it grew from him. The more you answer to things, the more people keep throwing on your plate. The more you keep answering, the more they throw on your plate. The more it affects you, the more people are gonna pour more in. That's just the way people are on social media. And I feel like he brought himself to a place where like whatever he says is gonna be kind of scrutinized. But in this particular situation, when he's talking about Andrew Schultz, okay, yeah, I mean, I feel it's not that serious. It could be summed up with an apology. That's all I really got to say on that one for now. I don't know. I see Young Buck and Fifth is not playing. The boy 50 is not playing. And you could tell a man that knows the value of himself. Because a lot of people are like, oh, Fifth is going after Buck. No, he's not. No, he's collecting. And he knows that in these times, things are very serious. And Young Buck, I believe in the contract, you see, I don't believe that Fifth is just giving, this is what you call putting up a mirror. So you can see, since you don't understand what a person's done for you, when that mirror is put up and you're faced with the reality of every situation that you complained about, you tend to see that how much you had and the benefits you had as just being an artist. Because when you look at 50's camp coming up, a lot of his people, they got a little more on the get it first before you even make the accomplishment of the music and the accomplishments. He was giving it first, like, no, hold this down. So you have a problem with when something else comes in and you don't get that. But if you really count up and know your math, it probably equals up to the same. It's just that he gave you that first. Now, if you don't recoup, just be, and this is another thing that, it's kind of like having your own business and your friends working for you and they don't want to come to work. And well, you could understand, you're my friend. No, you're taking advantage of our friendship and you're spilling it off into business. Just because he knows you guys, it's still a business. It's the music business. So if once there was a time where $250,000 was given to you in the record deal and you didn't produce that, and he might not have said anything because he was still in the crew, but now you go outside of that and you'll have friction. If his paperwork is right, you didn't recoup it. You would know if you recouped it or not. If you didn't recoup it, you owe the man $250,000. 50 is not playing. He's collecting every penny. Big Queens. Big Queens. You don't see the man out there just chasing anybody down like for their money. No, the money that he goes to collect is usually his money or what he earned. So look, man, that's how the game go. People don't understand these type of things. But when you're dealing with money, you have to have, especially it's a deal. A deal means that, you sign a contract and this is what you have to do out of the contract so you can enjoy this and make this a certain amount. Now, yeah, they have advances and things that they can give you like a loan up front. But if you don't recoup what's on the paperwork, then that advance, you're going to have to, in some cases, you have to pay that back. It's just understandable how business works. The structure is put in so many different genres of business that it comes to a point where if you don't understand it, no matter what business you're in, you're not going to do well in it. It's common sense. Guys like 50 and those guys, it doesn't matter if they had $1 billion or $20. It's the hustle inside of you that you'll know if you could keep going on with the hustle. He'll never be broke. Whether you think he's broke or not, or if he drops back down, it doesn't matter because he has that hustle in him. That even if he gets down, that's where he draws his inspiration and still can get up. It's only, you gotta know what this stuff is about, man. Especially when you hustling, you try to put your money in different places so you could flip it when you're doing it the legal way. Trust me, the illegal way of just putting money into some drugs and flipping it and giving you half. Look, this is not what we on. This is not what we on. That's back in the day. Now the figures have to be done a little different. You got a lot of more things to structure. Just because you hustle that stuff don't mean that you can hustle this stuff. This stuff right here comes with discipline, having loyal people around you, people that can work for you, people that can believe in you. If you can't construct that and put that all together, well, you ain't really got nothing. You ain't really got nothing. You think you got something until it's gone. That's how it's looking for. So, what can I tell you, man? Even who's leaving too. That's real. It was crazy to me. Stephen King, he owned. I believe him and his wife have owned two music. I believe it. I don't know if they're radio stations, but they're media outlets. They have owned two of them. And Stephen King, he's about finished with it because right now, for those who don't know, like these radio companies, they're bought up by big companies. A lot of these big companies are already in ownership of a lot of these media sites, and they know that media draws a lot of power when it comes to election, when it comes to us making our normal decisions on the everyday life. So they already got that tackled in. They got that tackled in. And Stephen King also said in this article that it's not even profitable. That man is rich as hell, you tell you. It might look profitable to the people that's having a... Look, man, if you don't understand the structure, the development, by the time you get there, you fall into the same problems that he had. He started knowing those things. He started with money. He's trying to tell people there ain't no money in there. A lot of people getting robbed. It's being controlled by people that using the media now to sell products and switch people's minds and thinking other things. So you think you're going to come in there and get some foot in that game? No, you're not going to get some foot in that game. The closest you'll get to that is YouTube, bringing up a podcast, stating your opinions on things. These are the things that will build you up. But once you start going to other people's platform that's owned by other people, you can't say whatever you want to say. I'm telling you, you can't. You mention some political things in certain jobs, they'll fire you quick. You out of there. Remember, man, you got to know how to think smart, know the people around you, know that everybody's not thinking the same things, and understand that your job or what you're doing, if somebody's handing you a check, they can take that check away just like that. Just like that. Be very aware. People don't care about you. They care about what you can do for them. There's only going to be a few people that really give care to what your heart and how you really feel. Those are the people that you cherish. Everybody else, they want to... And it's it's a good thing when people use you for your talent and your skills. But don't let people overuse you, because you need some of those talent and skills to work for yourself too. Don't give it all away. Just give them a little something to let them know that you're there, but still in turn, you use that to better yourself and your life and your family. That's what we're working with. That's where the most love you're going to starts from. Nowhere else. Meeting somebody new across the world from somewhere else, the love don't start there. The love starts within yourself. And then people pick up on that when they're good. They know how to read people. When somebody say, I can read your heart, that's what that means. That's what that means. And that's, it's a thing that it's like, in these times, you got to be very, very careful about the things you say on social media. People splurting off whatever about anybody and don't realize these are the times where people are getting sued from left to right. I'm talking about the biggest of companies are becoming, you're going to see a lot of companies going bankrupt because think about it. When big companies get sued, they don't just get sued by one person. No, they make the mistakes that they're being sued for usually are mistakes that's done to a lot of people, and all those people gathered up. It hurts. It hurts. It could take some bricks out of your establishment, man. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you. You don't want to, in these times, you have to find yourself in a place where you can do one or two things that's going to get you a substantial income or something rolling in a stream of income. If you have a whole bunch of things like you hustle man and hustle mama, you're going to find yourself in a place where you're going to go bankrupt and people are going to take everything you got because you can't control all of that stuff. Just having one thing, you're 10 toes down on one thing and people working and trying to build your dream is a lot. So if you have a whole bunch of investments, this and that, and you ain't going to realize I'm telling you, when it's gone, and you're going to be like, wow. The reason why you see those certain people with a certain amount of investments that work for them, they're usually in couples, where there's two people that's dealing with this same level of success so that you guys can have some kind of understanding, split it in half. These are the things that he likes. These are the things that you like. And now you have investments in different areas and you guys have eyes on the things that you most love. But if you have investments in everything and half of that stuff you don't really know too much about, you find yourself losing money just not being able to maintain it. So right now, to get yourself in a happy place and get yourself, you have to make more than you're making. You figure out the number it's gonna keep you, not paying attention to what's going on. And then once you get to that point, from that point on, you'll realize, okay, these are the things I got to do to keep this boat afloat. Life is not easy. Life is not easy, but at the same time, it's certain times where you can make it a little more comfortable for yourself. Sometimes the worries and the fear of losing this, losing that are the things that hurt you most, not the actual things being lost, It's the fear. People are so attached to so many different things in these times that they find themselves lost in the things that really, are meaningful and the things that really are detrimental to them living their life the way they should be living it, I should say. For real. I see a lot of things, y'all. And I'm like, y'all, when it comes to health, you got to start seeing the people that care about us, like the people that more think about the everyday person like that. That's the health side. And the people that think about technology, that's the fast side. People just want to get things done like this and more money, more money, more money. Not saying that technology is bad, but sometimes it's just the people in control of things don't have the same intentions as you. You might have intentions of doing this and that to help this and that same person have those same intentions, different intentions to take from people. So yeah, we're gonna see a lot of things like that. Like in these coming weeks, we're gonna see a lot of things that we can't. Some people are not gonna find understanding, and it's because a lot of the things that were happening behind the scenes, because of social media, is the cape is getting pulled over, and people are seeing what's going on. They are. I remember it's not just that gang in Brooklyn that just got indicted. There was 11 of them. It's not just them. I believe it was somebody else. I believe it was in a different place. I'll find that story for you guys. And plus, I have another video that I'm going to be releasing today that's just crazy, but I'm going to keep that a surprise. Let me see if I could find the other one that I was talking about. It was an indictment, man. And they getting everybody. People are falling into it. Look, man, you could do something legal instead of, because they know if you can't show, they have more proof of you doing wrong than you have proof of covering up whatever you got going for yourself. You got to start thinking, do the right things, y'all, because eventually it ain't worth it, man. If they take 10 to 20, the older you get, the less amount of time you can do in them prison, behind them walls. Trust me. Y'all thinking, oh, Diddy, he could just do 20 years and he could just come out and just go back to what he's doing. No, that's not how it works. When you get 20 years, you might not come out, You might not come out. That's the reality. You might not come out. A certain age, it's crazy. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. I seen the other day, hold on. I seen something the other day I wanted to talk to you guys about too. Hold on. And we need some more community driven movies, yeah? Don't we? We need some more community driven movies. I watched this movie that it's not that old, but it's not that new. But it has so much, like it's damn near, it's okay. You guys check this movie out. It's called Limitless. If you've never heard of this movie, and it was about this guy. I'm not gonna go too much into detail if you want to check it out, but I'll give you just a little gist of it. This guy, he's having like problems and things like that, and he meets up. I guess he lands a place in New York, and he meets up with some guy, one of his cousins or something like that. That he's like kind of like a drug dealer, and his cousin like knows this scientist or something like that, and he has like these new pills that they're gonna, but the pills enhance, like how they say you don't use all the functionality of your brain, but the pills enhance everything. So in other words, his brain became like a chat GPT every time, he took a pill. So the first time he took a pill, he just couldn't believe it, just, fiddling with it. But by the second time him taking that pill, you guys, this guy was figuring out ways to, he was a book writer. He made the best book, and his memory, his everything. He just had his memory in like cabinets. That's kind of like what ChatGPT does. It gathers the information, it puts them in different places, and it organizes everything. So whenever you that quick thought, you can just go in that cabinet and pull that thought and put it out. So whether you've seen it before in your life, the pill made him, remember things really, really. So he just got himself in this whole little thing, and then you know how life goes. It kind of turned around for him. Taking he needed more pills. It was a good movie, but it made me think like the enhancement. People think there's enhancement. Well, there probably is in the future. There'll probably be a pill like that. I was thinking to myself, just being honest. There probably will be a pill that somebody comes up with so you can use the whole functionality of your brain or whatever. But in my head, I was like, is this kind of like a promotion of the pills? We need more movies. Yes, we do need movies that cover our time, but we do need movies where they slip in the medicine of solution in there. Not just like the villain just leave, that's it. See you part two. I'm gonna be doing more of this stuff. No. Put some solutions in some of the movies you make and show people the ins and outs and the worst that can happen sometimes opens people's eyes up to understanding why, they don't want to do it. Don't just highlight the stuff that you think that, because in these times there's a lot of pills and a lot of like the fentanyl, all this funny stuff that's taking people's lives. Don't make it cool and make it like seem like a cool thing to do. Make people understand that stuff goes in your bloodstream and it attacks you. You can have a heart attack and a whole bunch of other stuff. We seeing people going through this stuff and they're losing their lives over this stuff. So I want you guys to really check out. It was a decent movie. 1 to 10, I would give it like a 7. Could have had better actors, but just check it out. I think you guys will like it. It's called Limitless, and it's right now you can check it out free on YouTube. I came across it watching a documentary and just jumped into that. But yeah, I think you guys have. It's really spooky, but it opens your mind up to think like, is it gonna be a pill like that where you just take it and you get to use the whole memory, or is it something like that they've been holding back? You never know. I don't know. But it kind of turned into this superhuman guy, and it has a couple twists in there that it doesn't end like how you think. So you guys want to check something out? That'd be something to start the weekend off with if you didn't see that movie, Limitless. When it comes to this weekend, after this I want to release it's going to be a video either for tonight at 12 o'clock. It's definitely going to be tonight at 12 o'clock or if I can get it out earlier today. But yeah, man, that's what I wanted to bring you guys. Just the way people think and act nowadays, they're not paying attention to, what's really going on, man. I'm realizing that a lot of people not paying attention to what's really going on. If you're gonna, especially people are concentrating on who pardoned who, this and God. Listen, all that stuff is that's not. We have a lot more to worry about, a lot more things to accomplish and do, so we can get ourselves in better places. Now we don't. If you're thinking about a job and then you're waiting all this time fighting for 50 cents more on minimum wage, you really don't have the mindset that it's gonna take to get through this whole. That's not even It's a damn near spit in your face, and it's sad, but it's the truth. It just goes to show you how greedy some people could be, and how they really don't care about other people. They just care about their pockets. And some of these people, they're so old and they still have that mindset. It's a shame. I don't pay no mind to them people. I pay more attention to the people that really have heart for other people. The mistakes they made, they try to let people know about it before they find themselves within the same mistake. People like that you can learn from, and those are true leaders that you could take things that people say and you can take it on in your life and go with that. What else? Did I miss something? Let me see here. Whoa. Kanye West. So the person that see Kanye West right now, you guys, if you don't know, Kanye West is on the run. He is on the run, you guys. So somebody, her name is Lauren, I believe, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing this, Miss Piscata. She's trying to serve Kanye West papers, and I believe she worked for him. And Kanye is dipping and dodging because, look, man, all that power, All them days are over, you know. That was an act that was cool at one point, but realize that all that stuff that you're talking about, it's, you know, come on, man. The way you treat people is gonna really be the end of how people look at you. And it seems like if you're running from her, she probably, you know, when you see somebody running, like they're running from the paper, child support papers and stuff like that, all these type of things, you know, this definitely where there's smoke, there's fire. So I don't know. Kanye, he's on the run right now. He got his he's getting his rustle on. But when they catch up with him, we might possibly see Kanye in the court system trying to fight a certain amount of cases because I believe this is a different person too. If you have to live your life in the court going through lawsuits, come on, you can do better than that. So I guess all of that, you know, just looking down on your own people, talking whatever you wanted out your mouth, disrespecting people, and you know, just feeling like you was overpowered, you was God. I guess that stuff didn't work out. I guess you wasn't right. I knew you wasn't right, but for the people, you know, down, you know, there's a lot of people that's gonna look up to people just because they see the dollar signs. Maybe they come from places where poverty is at its all-time high, and that's all they can see. But when you find value in yourself, you start to see the people that they don't see the value in themselves. A man like Kanye West, I don't think he ever seen the value in himself. I think all the stuff that he wanted to accomplish, when he accomplished most of that stuff, he didn't know what to do next but be the person that he just wants to take in all the love, and he wants to be this guy that can just tell people what to do, when to do, and all of that power narcissistic stuff, man. I think that all comes from being led into the wrong places by the wrong people. You look crazy after a while. You're a grown man, grown woman acting like a child, and you, no, I want this. It's me, 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 me. After a while, people look at you like, yeah, there's something wrong with you. I don't wake up every day and be like, I want $1 billion, you know. These people should be waking up every day like, please God, bless me to live 1 billion years. But they find more in the dollar sign. You can't even get a different color bed sheets when you're sick in them hospitals, when you know, when even if you're the richest person, it's not about that at them points. It's all about, you know, the people that care for you and that's gonna be there for you to let's see you through whatever you got going through. People think it's the money. Nah, man. You know, sometimes money cover up the people around you, how they really feel about you, and it puts this mask all around you. Where the more that you get, it's the place this mask around you. You'll never know who really cares about you. It's almost, I don't know. That would be a spooky way of living for me. That would be a spooky way of living for me. You know. Not people not being their true selves around you. Don't you think that type of stuff that's lame. That's lame stuff, man. That's really it's I don't know. I see a lot of people. I seen the last thing I wanted to talk about. I seen Tank. You know, Tank was talking about, you know, how people. Well, I guess in our community, especially with hip hop, there is like this homophobia. And I would think at a certain age people would get past that, but sometimes we see people are still trying to live up to the image that they started with. So you're gonna find some people that live like that they know this is the real that I believe in all my life, and they believe in these ideologies, and they have no care about what somebody else has been taught or believe in. They just feel like what they've been taught is that's the way, that's it. There can't be any other way. This is what it is, and the more they bunch up together, it just turns out to be a whole pile of people that don't even know what direction they're going. It's sad. But I understand what Tank is saying. But, you know, look, man, we're living in a time where you have to really be more in control of the things you say, who you are, and how people see you. You're in control of those things. Don't let people say and do anything about you when you know it ain't about you, man. I don't know. And gay, if somebody's gay, it shouldn't be something you have to jump away from like it's a ghost or somebody. You know, they're human beings, man. I don't know when we're gonna get past that. That's not my fight, but for the people that's going through that fight, man, that's must be a rough thing to go through, because I don't know. You got some people that they lose it. They lose it. And let me tell you the truth, it's not the females, it's us guys, man. Some of these guys that you see them jumping and being finicky all around all this stuff, these are the same guys they gay too. They gay too. Got a lot of rappers that's gay. We know you guys are gay. Some of you guys are gay and you're just hiding because of your audience and you don't, the way the culture is. But at the same point, look, man, don't take what you have hurt inside and take it out on your audience, your fans, and people out there, because it's not right. What you're dealing with is what you're dealing with. And you have to understand everybody's dealing with some type of struggle somewhere else. So it's all one big fight in these times. I'm hearing on the dirty down low that somewhere out there, they're setting up missiles and stuff. I told you this was gonna go down. I just hope for the best come 2025, and we don't have to jump right into like a war or go into something that's gonna be surprising, because due to the weather, the foods, we already got too many surprises that we don't need. You gotta eat good, stay around people that love you, and always, when you see if you really want love in your life and you might not have a relationship or might be in a relationship that you don't want to be in, always keep your heart open, because sometimes God send you that person and you walk right by that person, or you don't even see that person right in front of you, and you just because you're caught up with what you got going on. Don't leave the door closed on love. Always leave it a little cracked open for that, because you never know. Love is another life changer too, not just being the richest a person. Some people that have the most love live a better life than the people that have the most riches. Sometimes them riches cause two people to just separate and start dividing stuff, and it'd be the worst times and worst moments in your life. So try to make the best of yourself. Make the best of yourself. That's what I'm doing. It starts with taking care of yourself. Once you start realizing I might not have as much as people deem to have, or what I think they have, but I'm gonna work with the little bit I got, and I'm gonna try to make it into something better than it is now, something to make me more comfortable. That's where you should be. That's where you should be. You know what I mean? I would say 85% of people are faking online. 85% are presenting themselves to be like somebody else. So just knowing that, you should say to yourself, let me try to see let me try to see who's not. Let me figure out the people that's being their truthful self, and then try to find myself in a place where I can build over there. Nothing lasts forever. So what's going on now ain't gonna be going on forever. Look at life like that. That's how I do it. That's how I look at life, y'all. It's Friday, man. You gotta be good to people, y'all. Good food, good sex, good times, good moments, life well lived. People can't figure that out? Come on now. Come on, baby. People don't understand why Roddy Ricch Grammy was in the storage. I mean, the Grammys never really had big respect for hip hop anyway. It's not like the Grammy is if you had maybe like I don't know, social media award or something, it'd be worth more than a Grammy. A Grammy it's a place where people recognize your own peers. But ever since I heard that Jay-Z and had his little group of people that he can pick, that's when I really started tuning in. Like, okay, at least we have some of our people, because you want to get your own people working in these establishments so they can really point out who's who. Or you find people just getting picked from the culture that you don't really feel like should be in that place. So yeah, man, it's Friday. Do you want me? I could have put the gang indictments right behind me. I got a couple videos I'm gonna drop for the weekend for you guys, so you guys will get some extra videos. Chop it up with you guys. I love you guys. Always tuning in. I appreciate that, because in these times, people will tell you anything to get themselves a little bit of profit. I ain't really got time for that. If the things that I do, you like it, I'm gonna do a little more promotion on my stuff. But if the things I do you like and you want to support, I'm always appreciative of that. And plus, we have super chats and a whole bunch of other things for you guys that you guys can always support the channel. So as long as the opportunity is there, there's always a chance for me, doing something new, and it growing. So this is today's video. I love you guys. Thank you. Leave your comments down below. Just say, what's up, Mickey? And we can chop it up. Or if you have any questions, or if you want to see me cover any topics or any conversations you want to speak on, leave it down below, and I will get right to it. Remember, I told you, I'm always in the comments. It's real. We have a small group of us, so we can always chop it up. Once I see an alert, I always check here and there. I look in and I just start typing in. But besides that, you guys take this weekend and really, carve out some time for the next weeks to come, because I'm hearing right now we don't have any snow, but upstate they have tons of snow. So we getting ourselves prepared. When it gets cold, I don't like the snow anymore, you guys. I said it. I said it. I don't like the snow. I only like it on Christmas, and I like to have a white Christmas. But besides that, it just gets too messy. I do have a truck, but I don't like the snow, you guys. I'm sorry. It just gets too messy. It's cold. It's my Bayesian blood. It's my Bayesian blood. I like the heat. I like the heat. I can operate in the heat. When it get cold like that, man, I don't know. That ain't my thing. That ain't my twist. So yeah, love you guys, and make sure you like and share this video. Yes, like and share this video. I hate the snow. Yeah, for real. It's so uncomfortable, man. I guess the older we get, we start to realize there's not a lot of benefit to this snow. This snow, man. It puts you in. You spend more. You take longer to get to places. Sometimes, and I'm be honest with you. My mom and things like that. People, you got to be very careful out there with the ice and people like slipping and falling and things like that. It's just too much. I just hope that we just have 1 or 2 days as far as with the snow, and that be that, and I'm cool with that in these NYC streets. Anything else is just too much for me, man. I don't even like driving in the snow. To be honest with you, I don't even like driving, period. But when it comes to the snow, I really don't like driving. So, yeah, I just don't want to be. Let's just keep the sun out and keep the plants growing, our minds elevating. And I love you guys, like I always say. And if you're new to this channel, you know what to do this channel. Subscribe, like, and share. All right? Till next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, a.k.a. Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Peace. Love y'all.